Most wild animals have one thing in common that allows them to survive in the bush, day in and day out. And that's the word run. They run to hunt, and they run to save their precious little heinies. If you want to see some amazing chases worthy of the best action films, keep watching as we count down 14 magnificent hunting and chasing moments by wild animals. Number 14. Wild Dog vs Impala. Impalas are speedsters, but when you look at this wild dog chase an impala through a body of water, you realize the dog is no turtle. It seems as if the impala has a harder time running through the water, and this gives the dog the edge. By the time the impala reaches the river's edge, the dog has caught up to it, and you know what happens next. Another impala tries to escape the grasp of a couple of wild dogs as it jumps over some bushes onto the sand, but trips upon landing, and the dogs are all over it. The wild dogs simply rip the insides of this impala while it is still alive. They don't waste any time in dispatching it. They simply eat their way right through it. This wild dog corners an impala and easily grabs it because the impala has nowhere to go. Like the world's most renowned butchers, the wild dog and his friends dismember the poor victim in seconds and have it for lunch. This pack of wild dogs grabs this impala and pulls it out of the water at the speed of light, devouring the entire animal in minutes. This impala stands in inches of water, thinking it will deter these wild dogs from attacking it. I'm not sure if this impala just landed on the planet, or if its parents didn't read her books on wild dogs during her formative years. But this impala is in trouble. The dogs jump into the water to get a hold of it, but some nasty hyenas change the game, and this may be helpful to the impala. The dog hesitates, and the impala has time to think about a getaway plan. The Fanatic brings you all the best content you want to see when it comes to the animal kingdom. If you want to see the latest confrontations between animals and the best animal videos, please subscribe now. We post new videos every day for your entertainment. Number 13. Hyena chasing leopard. The leopard is a sneaky cat, and this leopard has just stolen the remains of a buffalo carcass. The hyenas are not pleased and they chase the leopard. The leopard runs, but eventually returns to challenge the two hyenas, and they decide to chase him out of there. This brown hyena looks like it borrowed a costume from Lady Gaga's closet, but that doesn't stop it from chasing this leopard. The leopard doesn't stand his ground and sprints for the first tree he sees, climbing to the top back to safety. I'm not sure if the leopard was afraid to fight the hyena or if he was just plain terrified of what it looked like. This leopard mom is minding her business, playing with her cub when two hyenas show up. The mom is on guard and watches the scavenger's every move. She knows her cub is vulnerable to an attack and will defend him at all costs. The hyena comes closer and smells the air, while the leopard watches attentively. The hyena continues to smell the grass, but uses the tactic to get closer to the cub. What a sneaky and wise animal this hyena is. The leopard lets out a few warning growls when the second hyena arrives. The hyenas mind their business, but you kind of feel they're just waiting for the right moment to strike. This hyena gets too close to this leopard, and the leopard lets her know it. The hyena backs down, but for how long? Number 12. Fox dives headfirst into snow. This astute fox possesses an impressive set of abilities. Deep snow blankets the black hills of the Dakotas, and field mice are stirring beneath the icy blankets. The odds of catching anything may appear hopeless to others, but not to him. He makes a huge leap to catch a critter hidden beneath 3 feet of snow. But how in the world does he do it? He's narrowing in on something, but it requires intense concentration and complete silence. His ears can detect even the smallest scamper from beneath the snow. But wait, there's a catch. Unless he's facing the north, he almost arrives empty-handed. But how is this even possible? As unbelievable as it may sound, scientists now believe he's homing in on the planet's magnetic field, which he's using to calculate and plot his trajectory. It's the same type of math used by missiles to hit their targets. Even the smallest distraction can throw him off track. However, if he has his sights set on the North Pole, he is almost always guaranteed a meal. Red foxes, like most foxes, use their superior hearing to detect mice and voles through the snow. Once a red fox has pinpointed its prey's location, it leaps into the air and nosedives for the kill. This Arctic fox's keen hearing detects a faint sound beneath the snow, hemmings. To catch one, He employs a unique pouncing technique known as mousing. He must determine the precise distance as well as the depth of the snow. He's a beginner, so he'll have to practice for a while before he's good at it. Number 11. Jaguar versus Cayman. For millions of years, cayman have been the top predator. But now, the hunter is being hunted. A stealthy jaguar sneaks up behind this cayman relaxing on the beach and crushes its neck. And his days of soaking in the sun are numbered. The cayman went on an all-inclusive vacation at the most popular resort and ended up being served at the lunch buffet. Tonight, this fearless, self-assured hunter is on the prowl for a young crocodile. The jaguar is the largest and most powerful cat in the Western Hemisphere, as well as the world's third largest cat after tigers and lions. Jaguars are at ease in the water. They are, in fact, one of the few cats that enjoy water. The typical male jaguar weighs 200 pounds and lives for 12 to 15 years. It is a critically endangered species, primarily due to the skin trade and habitat destruction. This jaguar is displaying lethal self-confidence as it fishes for crocs, and there's no doubt about who will win this battle. It's finally time to seal the deal. It's easy to understand how the jaguar got its name. It is derived from the Guarana Indian word jaguaro, which means beast that catches its prey in a single bound. Slowly but steadily, a female jaguar approaches a cayman. The cayman moves quickly when she goes for the kill, and once the jaguar sticks his head out of the water, he can't find the cayman. He'd better be careful and make sure the cayman isn't lurking beneath him, ready to bite his paws. After killing a cayman, this jaguar has a difficult time carrying it out of the water. He eventually succeeds by pushing himself up with his powerful hind legs after a few attempts. This jaguar notices a cayman that has made a kill. He makes a break for it and attacks the cayman. They fight for a few seconds underwater, but it doesn't take long for the jaguar to resurface with a dead cayman and carry it out into the forest. Number 10. Cheetah versus wildebeest. Dry grasses provide a much-needed meal for the wildebeest once they've escaped the scorched earth. But as they fill up and rest, new challenges await. They weren't the only ones who had been displaced by the flames. The speedy cat, resembling a cheetah with his spotted coat, disappears in the dry grass. And he's not alone, as he's joined in the chase by his brother. This young wildebeest flees for his life, but it is outrun by the fastest land mammal. Plains predators are a constant source of death for many of the residents. A cheetah coalition of 5 cheetahs attempts to hunt a large wildebeest. You can see how strong the wildebeest is because it is still standing and attempting to free itself despite being surrounded by 5 felines. They'll have a bigger problem once the cheetahs bring it down. As a cackle of hyenas approaches and the vultures are not far behind, the scavengers begin to laugh as they approach. Can't a hungry cat have some peace and quiet every now and then? Another cheetah coalition of 5 kills a wildebeest, and this time there were no scavengers in the mix. Before calling it a day, the cheetahs finish their meal and drink some water. A calf follows its mother as they flee to safety. The cheetah has shifted into high gear, closing the gap between itself and the targets. Even though the cheetah is fast enough to capture the calf, the attack is usually dangerous. The cheetah's flanking and hooking of its right front leg is a lethal tactic due to its slender stature. If he suffers a serious injury, he may lose his life. The wildebeest in this case is a broken leg, but it could easily have been the other way around. Surprisingly, rather than the mother of the calf, the herd bull confronts the cheetah, forcing it away from the calf. When the cheetah realizes the calf is seriously injured, it attacks again, but the herd bull defends and saves the calf a second time. Number 9. Lion versus Impala. I'm not sure if this is a real thumbnail, but if it is, this Impala certainly got a taste of this lion's medicine. The lion resembles a crocodile devouring its prey whole. This lioness chases an Impala into the water and easily subdues it. This lion has killed an Impala in the middle of the night and is eating the animal's back while it is still alive. The dying animal makes no sound as the lion slowly brings this horrifying scene to a close. Akagera's Impala are larger and stronger than those hunted at home. Their horns, like great spears, tower over them. The lioness is unfazed and sits tightly. Her only option as a lone predator is an ambush. She charges at it, her claws clamping down on the Impala's windpipe, suffocating it. She drags her prey to the safety of the shade. Its fate is sealed by this broken hind leg. The rest of the herd is at a loss for words. They've never seen a kill before, but suddenly, The lioness is having technical difficulties when her prey tries to flee. But it's not easy on 3 legs, even though its horns are still dangerous. The kiss of death is delivered by the lioness. It's been difficult for the female cat, but she's a survivor, and her days of solitude are coming to an end. She is a new single mother of 3 healthy cubs. Instead of fighting, these 2 impalas should be more concerned with the enemy, but because they're not, one of the 2 combatants is devoured by an entire pride of lions. A lion pride stalks and chases an impala herd in the late afternoon. The lion's classic strategy of splitting up and approaching the herd from different directions to ambush the impalas as they run is clearly visible. But the impala's agility is just too much for the lions this time. Number 8. Leopard versus Warthog. This leopard is no longer sure if he has the correct address. He keeps digging to find a warthog, but he finds nothing. But the leopard is sure it's the right address, and after a few seconds, he pulls out the prize, a nice and pudgy warthog. Apparently, the warthog was in the shower and didn't hear the doorbell ring. These 2 leopards are having all the trouble in the world taking down this relatively medium-sized warthog. Once the kill is made, one of the leopards carries the warthog elsewhere and the entire family shares in the feast. During a night hunt, a leopard manages to grab a warthog and suffocates it on the spot. The warthog can't move and the leopard holds on tight until he hears the warthog's last breaths. The battle between leopards and warthogs is always exciting. This encounter was no different, with a large male leopard successfully capturing a large warthog. In these fights, the winner is never guaranteed, but this leopard has a good hold, and despite the warthog's best efforts, it eventually succumbs. This leopard is trying to finish off this warthog, but warthogs are strong, and they can cause damage of their own. I won't deny the warthog is in trouble, but you never know what can happen during a hunt. However, on this day, the cat is too strong. Number 7. Cheetah versus Ostrich. Although the cheetah is more battle-ready than the ostrich, killing an ostrich is much more difficult than it looks, and ostriches are much larger than cheetahs. The ostrich's feet are massive, and a single whack to the cheetah's head could cause significant damage. The ostrich is also extremely fast, reaching speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour, but the cheetah is the fastest land mammal, albeit for a short period of time. Let's wait and see what happens. The cheetah observes and slowly approaches the ostrich, which has no idea what is going on. Okay, when the ostrich detects something is pursuing it, she accelerates and begins galloping. Another ostrich sprints past this one, bringing the total to 2. For the cheetah, the more the merrier. She seems to be yelling at the other to get out of the way. The cheetah pursues the slower of the 2 ostriches. Another cheetah joins the hunt and attacks the ostrich from behind. Because of the ostrich's huge feathers, the 2 cheetahs appear to be peering beneath a lady's skirt. The ostrich fights back and flees, but a 3rd cheetah joins the chase. The cheetahs eventually bring down the ostrich and choke it to death, allowing them to consume a nutritious meal. An ostrich challenges this young cheetah, but it is unconvinced. They're both at a loss for what to do. They exchange glances, and the ostrich performs a few dance steps to avoid being attacked by the cats. I'm not sure if this cheetah wants to go toe-to-toe with this ostrich. Number 6. Leopard versus Baboon. A normal leopard would never dare stalk baboons in the broad daylight. The troop appears to be completely unaware of the impending threat. She's out in the open, but she's remarkably unseen. She goes for the kill and comes away with a minor but significant victory. Her cub will be taken care of for today. When a leopard tries to catch a baboon in a tree, the baboon almost kills the leopard. Baboons have a reputation for being aggressive and defensive when they counter a leopard, even if the leopard is not attempting to pursue them. In fact, leopards have been known to be killed when baboons swarm in large numbers. The leopard survives and learns an important lesson about baboon hunting in this video, namely that they should be hunted at night. Leopards can see 6 times better at night than baboons due to their poor eyesight. When this leopard on the hunt comes across a baby baboon, his reaction is unexpected. A daring hyena approaches the baby, and the leopard defends it, endangering the hyena. It appears the little baboon has found himself a new mother. The leopard pursues the baboon and watches over it. Leopards are insanely agile in trees, and they can outrun monkeys and baboons. The baboons are terrified, and for good reason. A leopard is looking for something tasty to eat in their tree. Look at how quickly this leopard climbs this tree. The baboon is dangling from a branch for dear life as the leopard tries to figure out how to get to it. The leopard returns to the top and forces the baboon to jump. Then it's a cat and mouse game, and you must guess who wins. You've got it, the putty cat. Number 5. Hawk versus iguana. This hawk has landed in iguana territory, and it's trying to figure out which reptile it will be having for dinner tonight. The Galapagos hawks can hunt whatever they want because they have no enemies. The marine iguana, another Galapagos oddity, is a popular dish. The iguanas spend most of their time on the rocky coast, in and around the water. They have two options: flee and seek cover, or run for the water. When the iguanas leave the coast, the real hunting begins. Once a year, females travel inland to dig burrows. This is where they will lay their eggs and bury them. The hawks see it as a feasting opportunity, but the lizards use their tunnels as safe havens as well. The fight isn't over even when the hawk sinks its talons into the iguana. The lizards are surprisingly strong and can escape the clutches of the hawks. One desperately tries to reach the water, but it's too late. Number 4. Wolves versus bison. This pack of wolves chases a herd of bison. The bison move away while a couple of them fend off the attacking wolves. The bison do not seem concerned about the presence of the wolves, but they remain close to one another, which makes it almost impossible for the wolves to isolate one of the smaller calves. These 3 wolves chase a smaller bison up a hill, but when the smaller bison reaches the herd, I'm not sure the wolves end up with anything, although it's impossible to see what really happens. An adult bison requires a large wolf pack to take down. A successful bison hunt usually necessitates the presence of larger, more experienced males in the wolf pack. Wolves learned to hunt bison and hunted more bison than elk were scared or absent. Wolves that have learned to hunt bison will do so more frequently, at least in the spring. This wolf is attempting to attack this calf, but the calf is brave and defends itself. They appear to be playing rather than fighting. After a little more playing and messing around with the calf, the wolf finally gets to serious. Number 3. Desert fox. A fennec fox is hunting a much smaller prey, but it is still a scorpion. The fox appear to have mastered the art of attacking dangerous prey such as snakes and scorpions. And this scorpion is aware of this, so it hides among the tall grass. But the fox pulls it out and bites it again, making sure it doesn't get stung. After breaking the scorpion's tail, the fox can rest easy and eat the rest of its hearty meal. This horned snake is looking for a place to hide. A ferocious foe appears to have spotted the snake. Despite his gentle appearance, the fennec fox is regarded as one of the desert's most ferocious predators. He devises his strategy as soon as he sees the snake. Because of his light weight and quick reflexes, he is a formidable opponent for the snake. The fox attempts to bite the snake on the head, but the margin of error is extremely narrow. Any incorrect movement results in certain death. The snake tries desperately to keep up with the tiny fox, and directing his bite would turn the tide of the battle. But the fox is too fast for the snake, and the reptile is toast. A snake is more than just food in this case. A battle between these two is a battle for survival. Number 2. Crocodile versus impala. A crocodile fires out of the starting blocks, but the gazelles are too quick, and the crocodile gets zilch. It doesn't always work the first time around, so it's back to the drawing board for the big reptile. Impalas, like wildebeest, must drink on occasion and face the same dangers. They must be extra cautious because they are much smaller and weaker than the wildebeest. They do, however, have one advantage over wildebeest, and that is speed. In this video, you can see how quickly the crocodile leaps out of the water and grabs the impala by its leg. The crocodile drags the impala into deeper waters, but a few hippos arrive to investigate and are dissatisfied with the incident, so they issue the crocodile a trespassing ticket. When a monster crocodile leaps out of the water and grabs a thirsty impala, the impala probably wishes it hadn't been thirsty in the first place. The impala is unable to flee the crocodile due to a broken limb. When these gazelles flee for their lives across the river, it's a free-for-all. Some make it, some don't, but one thing is certain, it's never safe. The crocodiles are waiting for other opportunities, which will come because more gazelles must cross the river to the other side. Number 1. Bear chasing moose/caribou. This bear is swimming across this body of water to get to a very large moose. For some reason, the moose just stands there. When the bear gets closer, that's when the moose realizes it's in danger and begins to swim away, but the bear perseveres. The moose zigzags around the lake, avoiding the bear. In this clip, a young Alaskan bear chases a caribou across a lake, and even though the bear was far from his prey, he manages to get it and finish the hunt. This is a demonstration of pure strength, endurance, and stamina. A hiker was filming a moose when he noticed a grizzly bear appear unexpectedly in his viewfinder. The bear began chasing the moose, causing several other moose and 6 or 7 deer to flee into the thick brush. Unfortunately, his camera battery died before the excitement could end, but he reported that the bear eventually gave up and swam across the river near the hiker's parked car. While spectators yelled, "Don't run," the hiker's wife took off running to the car. Thankfully, she arrived ahead of the bear. Most of these were great to watch, but my favorite has to be the leopard climbing trees. It's mesmerizing to watch these felines in action. Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Well, that's our countdown of 14 magnificent hunting and chasing moments by wild animals. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they're uploaded. That's it for now.